Photocells sound great in theory, but in reality, they end up costing you thousands of dollars. What nobody ever thinks about is every single time your photocell goes out, now you have a piece of an electronic that is 20 foot in the air, 30 foot in the air, that you have to send a guy out there to go and do. Now, whether they're bringing a ladder, a bucket truck, a lift, whatever it is, those costs add up. So wouldn't you much prefer all of your electrical to be in a spot that is accessible on the ground? I'm about to show you how you could save thousands of dollars with your new business. Okay. Let's get in here so we can break this down for you guys. So we're going to have two timelines here. This one is going to have a photocell in it. And this one's going to be no photocell. Photocell. We'll go over 10 years. Let's go 1, 2, 8, 9, 10 years. Okay. Second set of this is how much everything's going to cost. So the real cost comes in when we have to replace these things, right? Every time we have to replace a photocell, you're going to be about $450 down. Okay. And that's going to be $450 is going to be $200 an hour, 2-hour minimum for labor, and then it's probably going to be about a $50 cost for that photocell. So you're down $450, plus we have to account for about $250 in lost customers there. And the reason we say $250 is because most of the time small business owners are not going to call us out right away. It's not as if the lights go out on their sign and 3 days later we're out there fixing it. Most of the time the lights go out on their sign, 2-3 months go past, they finally get around to it, they give us a call. Usually we're out there about the next week or so and we can get out there and fix it for them. But you do end up losing some customers for that. So total here is going to end up actually being $700. Now, right here I will put Photocell, PC right there for photocell. And then right below this, I'm going to go ahead and do the power supply. So your power supply is the second most common thing to go out on your sign. If you don't have a photocell, it would be your first most common thing. Your power supplies are going to go out about once every 6 years or so. And it is probably the most common reason for service calls. So every time a power supply is actually going to go out, you're probably going to be at about $500. About $500 there. And you're probably going to lose the same $250 in lost customers by not having your sign lit up at night, everybody driving by at night, not being able to see anything. Another common misconception is a lot of people believe that if you're not open at night, your sign doesn't need to light up. I just have a different opinion on that. I think a lit up sign at night is really what's going to drive a lot of customers for you. As people are driving home at night, maybe they're taking their kids to sports or wherever they're going. They're going to be passing by your sign every single day. And over time, that's going to kind of build some reputation, just local authority with them having seen your sign so many times. Anyway, so it's going to be about $750 every time a power supply is lost here. Okay, so right here on our photocell, this is the course of 10 years on a photocell. We know every time a photocell goes out, it's going to be about $700, and that typically happens about every 3 years. So right here, we're going to be down 700. Year 6, we're going to be down 700. Year 9, we're going to be down 700. And then we still have our power supplies on year 6 here, which is going to come out to about $750. Okay. You might think, oh, well, why can't they just get up there and replace these two at the same time? Every once in a while we do that, but honestly, most of the time what ends up happening is you have one thing out on your sign, you're going to go up there and you might fix the power supply first in January, and then 4 or 5 months later your photocell might go out, or you might fix the photocell first and then your power supply goes out. And we may even recommend to the customer, usually if we're going to replace a photocell, we'll recommend replacing the power supply at the same time so this doesn't happen. But a lot of times that ends up, they don't actually want that. So we end up just kind of moving on and coming back 6 months later to replace the other piece of it. Now when we have no photocell, you can actually see here that obviously we're not going to have any of the photocell charges. So our only charge is going to be over here on year 6 of about $750 to get everything replaced. And you're not actually paying $750. Let's keep that in mind here. you're probably paying about $500 for us to come there, get in a lift, get up there, take everything apart, replace power supplies for you. But what ends up happening is you do end up losing that $250 in customers or so. So at the very end of everything here, this is going to total out to be about $750. And then this one right here, 7, 14, 21, 28, 50. So we'll call it $28.50 at the end of 10 years. Oops, smudged it. But like you can see, it's $2,000 over the course of 10 years. I mean, $200 a year, I guess that's not that much. I guess people don't really care about $2,000 over the course of 10 years. But, you know, let's say you have 10, 15 locations, 20 locations, or multiple signs per location. That's also common. So if you have 10 locations, 2 signs per location, 20 signs, all of a sudden over the course of 10 years, you know, 20 of them, I don't know, what's 20 times 2,800? Let's do it. 2850 times 20, 0, 0, 10, 17, 4, 5, 57,000. I don't know, that might be wrong, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I mean it adds up pretty quick. It's a pretty significant portion of what your sign's gonna end up costing you in the long run. In my opinion, there's no real good reason to end up going with the photocell. I think typically the best way to do it is to run it on a dedicated line, and you can either have a switch or run it straight to the breaker. So if you have a dedicated line going straight to the breaker, all you'd have to do is go in the back and turn the breaker off. If you want to spend a little bit of extra money, you can go ahead and have an electrician come out, and they can put in a timer box for you or something like that. But any of these options are going to be better than going with the photocell, which unfortunately is one of the most common ones that we see in this industry. So yeah, thank you guys.